that you went away.
Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Andra. I make commentary videos on public figures and media, and today we are talking about Zoe Kravitz and her reaction to Slapgate. So when Will Smith punched Chris Rock at the Oscars, I think this is the only thing that people will remember from the Oscars, because nobody really cared about the Oscars this year. I guess because of the war in Ukraine and also just people being tired of the elitist shit, in my opinion. Don't come for me if you're an Oscar fan. I'm actually a film graduate, right? And we don't like the Oscars generally. I would say I've talked to a lot of people who are in media, more or less, and they don't like the Oscars because it's very based on like nepotism, very white supremacist, male supremacist. It's like very, very bad, backwards, not modernized enough, not inclusive enough. These are just a few things. Zoe Kravitz, after the slap happened, posted on her Instagram, "Here's a picture of my dress at the awards show where we are apparently assaulting people on stage now. And here's a picture of my dress at the party after the awards show where we are apparently screaming profanities and assaulting people on stage now." People in the comments came for her. I'm not gonna read all of the comments now, but a few funny ones have been Demi hacked her, hashtag sorry. If your husband wouldn't step 10 toes behind you, just say that. And also this not funny but rather insightful comment saying, "As a black woman, I'm disappointed that this is the caption you chose with no mention of the constant denigration of black women's hair and appearance." Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. Since this happened, people have been digging receipts to do with Zoe Kravitz. I've seen a lot of people discussing the situation with her and Jaden Smith. But we are digging a little bit deeper than that in today's video. So, what happened with her and Jaden? Basically, this post sums it up. Zoe Kravitz after getting exposed for flirting with a 14-year-old Jaden Smith. What she said is, "There were moments that I was hanging out with Jaden and thinking, I can't believe you're 14, I have to check myself, like what I say to you. He has so much personality and so much swag, he's so much cooler than I am, and he's so handsome at 14. I was always like, when you're older, you know, we'll hang out. Nope, that's inappropriate to 14. If you see how he looked like at 14, like I'll just put it on screen. I'm sorry, but what? You were 24? What?" She's also been friends of theirs for years, so they must have had a falling out. There's pics of her at the Smith's house, Willow braiding her hair, actual friends, she trying to act brand new. Yeah, I think something happened. Maybe even Will told her to stop talking about Jaden inappropriately in public, and maybe something like that happened. I don't know. Maybe she holds grudges. Funny thing is, she's friends with Alexander Wang, who I've made a video about actually, the ways that he abused others. So he is hopefully a future sex offender, because I don't know if anything is being done legally about it, but he's assaulted other guys. And that's the main issue is, you know, she's saying about assaulting people just because of a simple slap, but not about lifelong trauma of being sexually assaulted, especially given substances. That's like the worst part of it, is the powerlessness of, you know, you are on substances, you don't have any awareness of what's going on around you, and then after that you have to live with that for the rest of your fucking life. Chris Rock is not going to be traumatized from the slap for the rest of his life. Maybe he will be a bit worried when he goes to future shows, because he'll be worried, you know, somebody from the audience will do the same. This is why you up the fucking security and you move on. But those guys who got assaulted by Wang and are likely not getting justice in the future, they will have lifelong fucking trauma, right? So it's not comparable. All that he did was issuing an apology and promising to do better. How do you do better? Pay for this guy's therapy, give them as much compensation as you fucking can, and I don't know what else you can do. Surrender yourself to the police, I don't know. Even that will not like help them to get over the traumas that you caused. And she still follows Wang. I guess Zoe Kravitz prefers when people get assaulted backstage like her friend Alexander Wang does it. Yeah, I couldn't say it better. And now another thing that I haven't seen people talking about is the classism and just disregard for working class people, for normal people, done by not just Zoe but many celebrities. So there was a party by Jay-Z after the Oscars, I think, and it was picketed by labor union who were protesting for their rights, obviously. The reason is that the venue, Chateau Marmont, the owner of that venue hired almost all of his employees when the pandemic started and didn't give them any compensation. So this is why people were protesting about it. And there were a lot of abuses at the workplace, such as systemic racial discrimination and sexual misconduct. So that's the place where Jay-Z threw his party, basically. And they were trying to stop celebrities from going inside the venue, because obviously the venue is getting money for this party and they don't deserve the money after they treated their employees like crap. What happened is that, other than Jay-Z, who was the organizer of the party, obviously, there were other celebrities, such as Emily Ratajkowski, who I'm disappointed in because I love her. This is so fucking ridiculous. Rosario Dawson, Michael B. Jordan, Zoe Kravitz, and plenty more, who did not care. And they just went inside. Complete fucking disregard of the working class. When will we realize as a collective that the fucking rich do not care about us? When will we fucking rise up against them? Nobody talks about it. It's all about the mistreatment and the inappropriate comments towards Jaden. Nobody cares about this, because nobody cares about class analysis. And I'm not saying the Jaden stuff is not important. This is why I mentioned it first, because it is fucking important. It's so inappropriate for somebody 24 years old to do that about a 14-year-old, talk like that. It's horrible. However, this is like a systemic issue. Celebrities do not care about people, and the people are the ones who are making the celebrities famous, and we are the ones feeding them, basically. We're the ones giving them all these opportunities, indirectly, but still, we are the ones. Without us, they would be nothing. And yet, they treat us like fucking crap. And there's also other celebrities such as Janelle Monáe, Sweetie, Danielle Kaluuya, Kim Kardashian, Timothée Chalamet, who you all fucking love, and you're all fucking simping for him. I want to see you simp now. Mindy Kaling, Tiffany Haddish, Tyler Perry, Cody Smith McPhee. Other things that came to light about Zoe Kravitz were the fact that she does not support black people, even though obviously she's black herself. So this tweet is saying that somebody who worked at Essence, which I have had to Google, because again, I'm not American, so I'm not up to date with all the pop culture references. I'm trying to be, but I'm not perfect. So Essence is a magazine, and the target audience is black women. This is what they do, this is what they talk about. So this worker at Essence was trying to book Zoe Kravitz for interviews, covers, events, etc. And her team declined because they are not her target audience. So her target audience is not black women, even though she's a black woman herself, and she could do so much with her platform to uplift other black women who are disenfranchised. Somebody else who has a verified tick, so I assume some sort of artist. Probably a true story then, because I don't think anybody would try to compromise their reputation by saying some lies for no reason. I mean, there are people who do that, but I think it's not that likely. Saying that I met her in West Hollywood at this taco spot, and I was giving her her flowers, and she was like, I can't really talk or take a picture when I never asked for one. Mind you, I was the only black person in there and actually knew who she was, so I don't know why. And then someone responded, I met her before at my old job, she had no manners and was entitled. But BLM, right? Her fucking caption on Instagram is BLM. I think it's important to platform black people. I haven't seen anyone talk about this. It's always the fucking Jada Smith story, exclusively. When she's so much more problematic than that, from what I can see. The fact that people have been digging up so many things about her, and they all went unnoticed, just shows that we need to have more awareness as public people, as the audience. We need to have more awareness to notice these things, because they are horrible. She said things like, I'm just as white as you all, her classmates. I mean, I understand, right? You want to fit in, that's fine. But it's just sad to see, to be honest. It's sad to see people who are embarrassed of their culture. As somebody who's Eastern European, we are taught to be embarrassed of our cultures because we are less than Western people. So I understand to some extent, obviously not the same experience, not the same systematic oppression, but I do understand the feeling of that. I identified with white culture and I wanted to fit in. I didn't identify with black culture, like I didn't like Tyler Perry movies and I wasn't into hip-hop music. I like Neil Young. This is so reductive that, you know, saying that black people are only contributing to hip-hop music, especially when you're black yourself. You should know that there's like jazz, rock and roll and like other genres that black people have contributed to. Obviously black people in pop today are massive as well, so it's a bit reductive. Again, if you're black yourself, you should know more about your own culture. When talking about choosing her roles, she said she chooses roles that don't focus on her race. I don't want to play everyone's best friend. I don't want to play the role of a girl struggling in the ghetto. It's not that that story isn't important, but I saw patterns and I was like, I don't relate to these people. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's good that you feel, if you feel like your experience is not matching with that, you don't take the roles and give them to someone else. Whereas the best friend part is like, obviously the trope in Hollywood is the black best friend, which is not a good trope. So I understand not taking those roles, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but from her tone here, plus the comments before to do with essence and stuff, makes me feel like she thinks she's superior to black people. Not that she just doesn't fit in because she grew up differently, but that she's better. Like, that's how I read it. But again, I'm not black, so feel free to comment if you are. She couldn't relate to black people because she doesn't watch Medea movies, but when her Jamaican grandma was being strict, she called it that old black shit. I thought most people knew what she was like. Zoe Kravitz was the old black queen till it came out that she didn't like you all. I mean, I'm wondering if this is like a quote of something that she actually said, because if it is, then that's not really great. Yeah, let me know what you think about this. Comment down below. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe for more commentary to do with this kind of thing. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Ever since the day that you